How's that? And some blue. Characters that are real white kind of come to life a little bit without actually adding too much color. Okay, a little bit of blue for the water. And his pet. Here's the little boy. And here's his nose, and here's his eyes. And we're going to separate his eyes and make them real far apart, because that's what's going to make it look like his pet, which you'll see in a second. You might already be able to tell what he looks like, because here's his pet over here, and his eyes are over here. That's right, it's his pet frog. And there you have it. Animals look like people, people look like animals, and that shape is, I would say, a free-form shape, like that. Okay, now over here we'll draw his nostril, which is a hole, which is a black circle, and then the line around the nostril, of which there's no technical term for. Even on humans, it's called the line around the nostril. And it's a big smile and a lower lip, and he had that great tongue. Let's have his tongue out like that. And big eyes, beautiful eyes. You know, there's a couple ways to draw a cartoon giraffe. One would be with real comic eyes, and one would be with sort of realistic or less comical and silly looking, like we're going to do today. We're going to make them like a little bit more like what ducks the giraffe had. And what that is a big black football shape with a white dot in the center for the highlight or shine. And big eyelashes. Boy, that's what made it so beautiful. That was a gorgeous animal, I'll tell you. I had a great time down there. And I give my eyebrows up like that. And they have these horns. Let's draw those. And floppy ears, like that. One out this side. And for the neck, well, we'll go down like this and here. And they have little hairs coming out down their neck. So we'll go back and forth, get that real spontaneous look to your line here. Get your whole wrist into it, boom, just like that. Now what we'll do is we'll color this in. Of course, it came out great. And I'll use my color tuning pencils for this. And I'll use a little bit of orange. And what we want to do is create some shapes first, like this. And when I was there, I noticed that they all come in different colors. Some are orange, some are more on the brown side. And all you have to do after you've done that is lay your tuning pencil on its side and then fill in those shapes. It's one way of doing it. You could just use it without the shape first, but I like to have an area that I want to fill in. Okay, same up here. And let's see what else. A couple on here, I'll do that. And I'll use a little bit of red for his cheeks. Now, he didn't have red cheeks, but this is Cartoon World. And we're going to make his tongue a little bit red, although that wasn't really red either. For some green, I'll tell you what, I'll use some green because he loved those plants. And we'll just have them coming out of his mouth on each side like this. And there it is. Look, it's step by step. Okay. Now, right on this side of the oval, we'll make another oval smaller, which is really a black circle for his eye, and we'll leave a little bit of white in there for the shine of the eye. Now, right here, we're going to cut that about a third of the way down and make big eyelashes like that. Actually, this will be a female. And once you've got that done, you want to make a line of top like that on top of the eye, because it really sticks up on top of the head. Now watch this. This is his beak, which goes out and up, down, and that's his nostril. And the back of the head, now watch this. This is very interesting. It's not rounded, it's kind of pointed. And come down and have a long, silly looking neck. As I said, they're really silly looking animals. Give her a puffy look underneath her eye, and some silly hairs coming out like that. That brings it together a little bit. And what they did is they would eat out of your hand. They would eat off the side of the truck and peck away, peck. And their heads move very fast. We can indicate that with a couple cartoon lines. And very funny creatures. And I'll tell you what, we'll color this cartoon in. I'll use a little bit of chalk. I'm using gray, and I'll lay it on the side. And I think we can shade it a little bit better. Here you go, just like that. Towards the back will be a little bit darker value. And there it is. And we'll start with a diamond shape. This is very simple. We're going to take this step by step, just like the ostrich. Once you have the diamond shape done, which is really a square kind of tilted a little bit, make another one right in the center. And the one in the center, we're going to cut from point to point, just like that. Even put some lines on the bottom part of it. That'll be his nose. Now count it with me. 6 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how that's coming together? Now we'll go back and put some detail in. We'll fill in the eyes, leaving the white space. And some eyebrows. And right out of that point, we'll draw a line coming this way. And wave that line a little bit, make it a little more interesting. And one going out that way. And of course the whiskers. And that shape that we started with, we'll just define it a little bit, make a beard, maybe make some fuzzy hairs over here. Now, from the top, back and forth motion, look at that. Really brings this sketch together, doesn't it? Now, if you want to fill in the middle, you can. And now, let's find out once and for all what one there. Only a half circle, and one there. That's going to be his face. Now for the body, go down and up, around. You've got that. You've got it all laid out. The rest is easy. Because on this part here, on his face, they have those holes, which is his nose for nostrils, and some lines on top like that. Now let's give him a smile. And some eyes. Now they kind of look like sleepy animals that just sit around all day. And they do. They kind of wallow in the mud. They look like friendly animals, but actually I found out that they're not all that friendly. At least out in the wild they're not. Busch Gardens, they were real friendly. And let's put some feet on this big shape. And some toes, toenails. And this foot back here, this leg back here, that's seen in the back, and this big massive body is shading that. So you know what? We're going to put a black line, and we're going to keep going down, and then we're going to gradate it into white. So we just take some lines and go around a little bit, and that looks like, gives a little more depth to the picture. Let's do the back legs, same way. And we'll shade the back leg accordingly. And remember I said they have those little tails because, as my sister used to tell me, they ran out of clay when they made this humongous animal. And there he is, he's a pretty great animal. And I'll put him on some mud, splashing all over the place. And he looks happy. And I'm going to take some gray again, and this time I'm going to cover a lot of ground for sure. Okay, here it is. We did have a great time down there. It was a phenomenal place to be, and a lot of fun. And there you have it, a great hippo. Circle, just like that. Now, I'm going to draw his eye and his big trunk. And I'll come back for his trunk and his other eye. Let's give him a smile. He's a happy elephant. Some eyebrows up like that. And now we have to draw his ears. How do you get down off an elephant? Now, how do you get down off an elephant? I don't know. But you know what? The answer is, you don't get down off an elephant. You get down off a duck.